Hi, my name's Gerry. I'm a twin troller boat owner and I'm a lifelong fisherman. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Now this is my Twin Troller X10 that I'm standing behind. You may not know what that is. Basically it's a smaller bass style boat, but it's electrically driven. What does that mean? It means that there are two trolling motors built into the hull, one on each side, and there are two independent pedals that operate them. Variable speed forward, variable speed reverse, and independent of each other. This entire boat, for the most part, runs on a battery. Battery is a single battery that sits in a battery case right here. This boat is now 6 years, 3 months old. I've had the original battery that I put in it years ago when I bought this new, and it's starting to get tired. So we're going to do something about that battery. Well, what am I going to do about the battery? I'm going to replace it. I need to do some other changes when I replace the battery. And let me show you what they are. This is the battery box where the battery is kept. It's empty right now because I have the battery out. Generally, this only is used by me to operate the propulsion system, the trolling motors. I do have a little attachment here that's wired to this battery. It is a 12-volt cigarette-style lighter outlet, and I have a USB. I use them once in a while, but not very often. I also have a bilge pump with a little switch here. I don't use that very often, but that will operate off of this. Here is a onboard battery charger. This is a 6-amp charger. It's waterproof. It's designed to stay out here. It's wired directly to the battery. When I back this into the garage, I plug it into the wall and forget about it. The battery I'm going to put in here requires a different charger, so this will come out. So what am I going to do different? I'm going to replace this battery and this charger with a lithium-ion battery and a charger that's suited for a lithium-ion battery. So come along, you might learn something.
Below this video, click on Show More to see links for many of the items used in most of my videos. They are there so that you can locate them in case you are interested. Seeing Show More works best when viewing this video on a tablet or a laptop or a computer.
This is the battery that I've had in my twin troller for 6 years, 3 months. It's never given me a problem until just a couple of weeks ago. 6 years is a long time for a battery to last. It's a 31 series Optima battery, blue top. It was built by the sticker you can see November 14th. So when I got it, it was literally 2 months later. It's been in my boat ever since. Never had a problem with it. So I just want to say that if you are staying with a lead acid battery, this is a good one. I bought this on Amazon. I recently checked and the price is considerably more than when I bought it 6 years ago, but it's just the way how things go over time. I could replace it with this. I just decided that I want to do something that's a lighter weight battery. This one weighs around 70 pounds. The one I'm going to put in is a lithium-ion battery and that one weighs 30 pounds. You can also, with a lithium-ion battery, particularly this one that I'm going to get, charge it over 7,000 times. This one has a cycle capability of only a couple of hundred. So I've decided I want to do a different battery. And naturally that causes a different charger because the charger is different than this kind of a battery. Hopefully tomorrow the battery shows up. If not the next day, I will resume the video when it comes, show you the battery, show you the charger, show me installing it, and you can hopefully learn from that. It is now a couple of days later, and this box finally arrived. It's the battery and the charger, and lots of stickers on it, but let me just show you something. This is the way how it came. Completely open. This side, not so much. So I don't think it made it out. Feel a little padding in here, so I don't think there's any problem with it, but we'll know until we open it. And we're going to open it right now in front of you. Some kind of literature on the Battle Born battery line. Clearly this is a Battle Born battery, and I'm telling you that for the first time right now. Oh, quite a bit of stuffing. Interesting. Here is the charger. It is a Blue Smart charger made by Victron Energy. It is the Blue Smart charger, IP65. Victron Energy makes it. It's a Bluetooth charger, has a 5-year warranty. And this is what it looks like still in the package. All right, let's get the battery out of here. It's wrapped in a plastic wrap. And it came with a bag of bolts and 2 nuts. There's 4 bolts. There's only 2 posts on here, so they gave you some spares and some brass washers. Here I am with one hand getting this out. Now, I could not have done that with the previous battery. So this is a Battle Born battery. This is about the top of the line that you can get. It's a 100 amp hour, 12 volt LiFePO 4 battery. This is a lithium-ion battery. Operating voltage is 12.8 volts. Charging voltage is 14.4, which is different than what a normal battery would run. That's why you need a different charger, and we'll open that and explain that a little bit later. Maximum continuous current is 100 amps. Maximum surge current is 200 amps for 30 seconds, 1/2 second surge for a larger load. I don't think that even applies to us. That must be different applications. They're confident enough in their battery that they give you information to contact them. www.battlebornbatteries.com. 775-221-8892 is their phone number, and a contact of info@battlebornbatteries.com. Now let me just show you, it's got 2 posts on the top. They're not the round posts. They're a post that you'd put a nut and a bolt through, and you'd put your wires here, bolted all together. Many of these kind of batteries don't have the round conventional post. They have more this kind, or they have this thing that screws in, which everybody's reported those are kind of flimsy. These are as solid as could be. This is the top, and its model is a BB10012 for the battery. Here's the front, side, back. There's the other side, and here's the bottom. You could leave this battery just like this. You can turn it upside down. You can turn it on end to end. It doesn't make any difference which way the battery goes. There is no orientation to this because there's no acid in here. There's no liquids in here. This is 30 pounds. My original battery that I've been using was in the ballpark of 70 pounds. So it's 40 pounds less in weight. What's the advantage of a lithium-ion battery? Lithium-ion batteries give you their full battery charge and voltage the entire length of the battery until it finally runs out, and then it very quickly dies. Lead acid batteries give you a charge at a voltage that you start out with, and over time it gets a little bit less and a little bit less, a little bit less until it's not even usable anymore. That's one advantage to this. Halfway through your day, your boat is still moving the trolling motors at the same voltage, same pace as they were when you started out the day. And this has enough capacity that you're not going to exhaust it most likely throughout the day at all. Now we got to look at the charger. Before I use this, I need to charge it. And there's a red around this post, black around this one, red being positive, black being negative. Size-wise, this battery is very similar to the a conventional original battery that I had. I had a 31 series. This is just about the same size, so this should drop in my battery box without an issue. Okay, I backed you up a little bit. There's all kinds of information on here. It has short circuit protection, overheat protection, reverse polarity protection, water, dust, and chemical resistant, no fan or other moving parts. Ultra low energy consumption, 95% efficiency, fully discharged dead battery, recovery function, So in other words, it will recover a battery if you run it all the way down to dead. And multiple battery life enhancement features. Advanced 7-step charging, automatic temperature compensation, special charge algorithm for lithium-ion batteries, that's what we have. And it can act as a power supply unit. Automatic storage mode, no need to disconnect when the batteries are fully charged. 40 plus years of experience in professional energy solutions. Let's get it open, at least look at it. That's what it looks like inside. Well, here, let me take this whole thing. That's it. There is instruction manual. There is a pigtail. This would naturally connect to the battery here and here. And then whenever you wanted to charge it, you would just connect this pigtail to the other pigtail, plug it in, and you're ready to roll. Or you could leave this fully wired. This is waterproof. You could mount this inside the boat, look, just like our other charger has been on our boats. Here's the charger. IP65, waterproof. It's got a button here for mode. Blue Smart Charger. 12 volt, 15 amp. Victron Energy. Plug it in the wall. Conventional 110 outlet. Let's see how long this cord is. I don't know, I'd say 5 feet at least. And then these are the plugs. So you could either connect to a battery this way with these clamps, or pull this apart and then have a pigtail and then just plug these in. There's a little button you push here to release it, and this is what it looks like on the ends. And it also says you don't have to disconnect this. You could leave this plugged in and you're ready to go. Okay, let's connect this, at least just temporarily because we're not in the boat. I'm going to connect this pigtail to the battery. And then I'm going to connect this and let it charge, and we'll get it over there to the boat. So we're going to put a bolt, put it like that. It came with 2 washers. This is the red side, so that's positive. Red part of the pigtail wire. Put the other washer on. They're both copper, so I'm assuming that they're there because the copper would conduct better. Now these are 1/2-inch bolt, 1/2-inch nut. The most important thing is that you're doing positive to positive and negative to negative. Okay, pigtail's in place. Plug this in. So now these are connected. Let me take the little tie off so that I can get to it. Hopefully you can see that. Top one is lithium-ion. I'm going to push it. There it is. Now it's on lithium-ion, and it tells you what stage it's in. Test on the bottom, bulk, ABS, float, and then storage. So this is now charging. I don't know how charged it comes when you get it, but we'll just let it sit and do its thing. Now while that's charging, let me just show you something. This is that documentation that came with this battery. I'm taking a picture of it and I'll put that on the screen here. There's 2 sides to this. They say that this cycles from 3,000 cycles. Well, what does that mean? That means every time you discharge it and then charge it again, that's a cycle. Let's assume that you're an avid fisherman. Maybe you're retired and you're going fishing in the Twin Troller or whatever boat you put this in 3 times a week. That's a lot. That's 3 times a week, every week, without taking a week off, year in and year out for 10 years. Never missing a beat. At 3 cycles a week times 52, that's roughly 150 cycles a year. Over a 10-year period, that turns out to be 1,500 cycles, where their minimum cycle that they claim is 3,000 cycles. You're not even halfway after 10 years. This really does have a warranty that handles quite a bit. You may fish more than 3 days in a given week, but you're not going to do that every week, every month, every year, for 10 years. So most likely you're not going to even come close to what they claim this battery has the capability of. Okay, here we are a day after I put the charger on. I put it on yesterday afternoon. It ran for about 4.5 hours before it was finally charged. I don't know how charged it was when it came here, but that's how long it took. And while it was charging, it's on lithium-ion, all of these were lit up and they slowly backed off until it got to this one, which says storage. The other one is float, ABS, bulk. I wasn't watching it every minute, but a whole bunch of these were lit up. And then over time, they eventually came to the point where only storage was lit up. Naturally, lithium-ion is lit up because that's what I set it on. My conclusion is this battery is fully charged. This is the Victron app. It's called Victron Connect. And when it first starts up, it looks for something to connect to, which is that battery. And I push that, and then it makes its connection, and here we are. And you can see up here, it looks like a battery, a little image, and it has this bar going across. Well, yesterday, it was only to the middle bar. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little dots, if you will, and it was only on dot number 3, and it eventually got to the last dot, which indicated that it was fully charged. And you can click on some kind of a graph that tells you what you have, and you can click on some history, of which I've got to learn what some of this stuff is. Nonetheless, this indicates that this battery is now fully charged. Okay, this may look like a maze of wires, and I'll try to explain some of it. I have all of my negative side wires all zip tied together here. Positives are all zip tied over there. One set, it goes to the pigtail, which would be to the charger, so it's a positive over here and a negative over here. There is a positive to the left side trolling motor going over here, a positive from this trolling motor coming to here, and a negative from this trolling motor, right here with the banded wire, comes to the negative side, and a negative from this side comes all the way over here to the negative here. So the trolling motors are connected. My charger is connected. I have a 12 volt cigarette type lighter here attached to the hood with a USB. That wire comes over here, so a negative goes to this side, positive goes over there. In addition to that, there is the switch to the bilge, comes from the bilge pump down here all the way up to this switch, positive side with a fuse, and then back to the switch over here. So that makes a full connection. So that's what all these wires are. This will stick out of the box so that I can plug into the charger. I have taken the old charger off of the boat. I may eventually put the new charger for the lithium-ion battery here onto the side. I haven't decided yet. I can do that down the road. It's waterproof. I can put it in there. I just haven't decided if I want to just make my connection and then go on from there. Let's get the battery into the box. Here is the battery sitting here at the top of the box. But I did something because every once in a while I'd have to take the other battery out, the lead acid. Now that one weighed about 70 pounds. This one doesn't weigh nearly that. It's only about 30. I decided it has a little slot on each side to put a strap through. So I put a strap through it with a little buckle if I wanted to take it back out or loosen it, whatever. And this is going to allow me to put this into the battery box. Remember, positive is on this side and negative is on this side. So here we go. It's in. Very easy, but I can take it back out again whenever I want. I like that idea, so I'm glad I'm doing that. Let me wire these in, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, I have all of the negatives over here, all the positives over here. I have the nut and bolts really tight. Let's just check everything. I don't know if you can hear this. Port side motor, starboard motor, flip. There's my bilge pump. I'm not going to check these 12 volt. I'm sure they work. They're wired in the same way. So I'm ready to go. I have my excess wires like tucked down the side of the battery just to get them so that they're not sticking out from under the lid. And I put a little slit in the side of the lid just to be able to get these wires tucked in so I can close the lid as much as I want. Here's my strap for the top, and I'll tighten that down. Let me do that off camera. Here's the old battery. This is the kind of things that you might recognize that it's impregnated with some kind of chemicals to keep the sulfating off of these. A lithium battery doesn't do that kind of thing, so you don't get that on the battery terminals at all. Here's the new charger. I can mount it. It's got screws. I may leave it off and then just take this plug, plug it into this plug it into the wall and charge it, and then not drag it around. It would give me a little bit more space over here on this side. When I pulled the old one out, the screws that are there, I've got to take some 3M 4200 and I will pack the holes just to make them waterproof where I screwed the old one in. You have to kind of make up your mind if you're interested in this of what you want to do, whether you'd stay with a lead acid battery, and this one has been excellent, or move to a lithium-ion They're expensive, but they last so much longer. It's a decision you'll have to make. One other thing, this is the other pigtail that comes with it. So you could clamp on any battery. That's part of the reason why I may not secure this to the boat itself. This is a 15 amp, 12 volt, but if you had a smaller battery, like the battery that I have that runs my fish finder, if I wanted to use this to charge that, you can adjust this so that it only puts out 4 amps instead of 15 amps. 4 amps is in the range that this is allowed to charge and is for that smaller size battery. So if I wanted to use the one charger, I could use it for this big battery or for the small battery. So I hope that you learned something with the new battery, what it requires, how it operates, and in the future days, how it actually functions. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Bye now.